I'm still seeing one quite concerning sign for Bitcoin right here, and I want to break it down for you by actually looking at the S&P 500, guys. Take a look at this. If we look at the S&P 500 just with today's trading session, which, by the way, is going to come to an end relatively soon in the next 2 hours, the S&P 500 has done very well. Just over the course of today, you can see this rip up. This is absolutely beautiful. If you take a look at other coins like Ethereum, Ethereum has been performing really well. I mean, obviously, just the last 1 or 2 days, basically just today, it's not done so well, but it's gone on an absolute rip. It's more than doubled from its lows. Other cryptocurrency coins really just performing very, very well. Like I said, with the S&P 500 doing well as well. There's a lot of strength everywhere, apart from with Bitcoin. If we take a look at what's happened to Bitcoin, we have seen a series of rejections right here, which actually, if you've been paying attention, have been getting bigger. Take a look at this. This rejection right here takes us down minus 2.4%. This rejection right here takes us down minus 3.5%. This rejection takes us down minus 5.2%. You guys know the deal. I've been talking about this in the past, right? When we get rejections that are getting smaller each time, which is to say that if each subsequent rejection is not as big as the rejection before it, that's a really good sign. That tells us that every time the market gets rejected, the bears are not able to push it low, and the bulls are actually sustaining the price a little bit higher each time. Really, really good sign. I love to see it. When we have a situation like right now, where our dumps are actually getting more intense each time, that's not giving me any extra confidence, ladies and gentlemen. What the fuck that's let me know in the comments if you can recognize who that is. That took me by surprise. That I think is a really, really important thing to keep in mind, because in this market, if we are getting slightly bigger dumps each time, that is telling us that actually the market might not be as strong as we'd otherwise want it to be. But then you throw on top of that the fact that we're actually, in a situation where, Bitcoin has been quite well correlated with the S&P 500, ladies and gents. If we take a look at Bitcoin right here on this chart where I don't have any drawings, all I want to do right here is actually just overlay the SPX chart and show you just how close really Bitcoin and the S&P 500 have been in terms of their market movements, right? Take a look at this. I mean, pretty much from I'd say from this point, maybe a little bit onwards. Let's say from here for sure. Everything that happened from here and onwards, Bitcoin just correlated beautifully with the S&P 500. I mean, we've got this little drop down here, this little spike right here. It's all happening at the same time for Bitcoin. The really big drop in the S&P 500, same thing here. A little bit of a rally up, same thing for the S&P 500, and so on and so forth. But you can really see the big difference here, guys. Look at this. The S&P 500 has, relative to its previous uptrend and subsequent downtrend, the S&P 500 has rallied a lot. It's actually, it's not close to its all-time high, but to be fair, it's getting there, ladies and gents. It's definitely getting there. And it's retraced a lot of what it lost. In fact, there's a really easy way for me to demonstrate this to you, just to put this in perspective with numbers, so that we can gain a sense of appreciation for what we've done in this market. Right, the S&P 500 from its high to low dropped by minus 25%, 24.5%, and now it's only down by minus 11%. So we've recovered more than half of what was lost. Take a look at this. It's a 17% move up, and to get to the all-time high, it only requires a 31% pump, right? So more than half of what's been lost has already been recovered. We take a look at Bitcoin, on the other hand, and it is not the same case at all. We look at this high, stretch it down to our low, we're down by minus 74. Okay, that's fine, doesn't matter. But up to where we are right now, only minus 65%. I mean, it's still a really, really big loss. In fact, if we measure this moving up, we've recovered 27% out of 270%. I mean, the numbers really say it all, ladies and gents. Even just to get back to this high, we're still so far away. Whereas the S&P 500 only needs to just under double what it's done already, Bitcoin, just to get up to this high right here at 48K, needs to pull off this move 5 more times. And so this shows us a lot of weakness with Bitcoin relative to the equities market. And guys, harsh truths for you all in this video, because this is something that we've been talking about a lot on this YouTube channel. I know that people don't like to hear it, but fuck me, that doesn't change the facts. We are in a situation here where Bitcoin is a very highly speculative market, right? A lot of people who enter Bitcoin are only entering Bitcoin to speculate. Believe it or not, they're not here because it's decentralized and it's unconfiscatable and all that other stuff. These are really good features of Bitcoin. I love them. I'm sure you do too. But you're not buying Bitcoin for it, and you're certainly not buying Bitcoin for it in the volumes that you are buying Bitcoin or that you have bought Bitcoin in the past. Most people are buying Bitcoin for speculative gain. And you know what, guys? We've just seen, today's video was actually supposed to be about AUSD. I don't know if you guys heard of it. It's a stable coin that was based off the Polkadot chain. It's been depegged. It was previously trading at $1, just like USDT, USDC, and so on. But there was an exploit. Somebody was able to mine like 1 billion just out of thin air, and the coin is now worth like 2 cents. So another stable coin bites the dust. I don't even know why people still use stable coins. Like, honestly, if you need to go into a stable coin, in my opinion, like I think it's far safer to either use like a proven one that stood the test of time, like USDT, which I don't really like, but I think it's better than all these other shitty ones. Something like USDC, or better yet, go back into real fiat. If you want to hold $1, buy some fucking dollars. Don't go into crypto dollars. They're always going to be a little bit fishy, and a little bit, dangerous to be holding in the market. And I think that's really important, because we've seen a lot of these things in this space just tank, right? A lot of things, a lot of projects, a lot of teams, companies have just completely vanished out of thin air in one day. And, you know what? That's not giving investors confidence in this market. When Bitcoin is down by so much and it just can't seem to recover, given the fact that it's so speculative, given the fact that it's so risky, I think that a lot of people just aren't really looking at Bitcoin right now in this climate, and that is something which is potentially concerning. That potentially means that Bitcoin's not really going to have as much sunshine as some other assets. But the other side of this that I think is really important to keep in mind is that I just don't really think Bitcoin has had its chance yet. I think Bitcoin has been pacified for quite a long time. And guys, usually when Bitcoin is pacified for a really long time, I want to show you one particular instance where, it was quite a big memory for me, because I actually traded this. It was quite a big deal. Was this situation right here. By the way, this is Bybit's chart, so it only goes back to about 2018. I've been with them all this time, by the way. I've been with Bybit pretty much, I think, since 2018, if memory serves me right, if not 2019. A long time, 3-4 years. And if you want to check them out, the great thing about it is that you can get over $4,000 by signing up to this, and it is the main exchange that I trust with my trading activities. So if you want to take advantage of that, this link in the description, just scroll down in the description of any of my videos, you're going to see this link right here, which will give you over $4,000. And when you follow this link, I actually show you how to get that money as well. So it's going to take you to, let me just show you, it's going to take you to this page right here, where I've actually made a 2.5 minute video. It's very, very quick, a 2.5 minute video from start to finish, showing you how to get your bonuses. So take advantage of that by following that link in the description. Pause the video and then come right back. And this is the thing right here, is we had this area of quite suppressed price action. You can see that Bitcoin was really trying to break above this $4,000 barrier. Tried it here again, and again, and each time we tried, there were some fairly significant time gaps until the next attempt. I mean, this was 22 days, the next one was 18 days, the next one was far longer, it was 46, and the final one was also around 40 days. So quite spaced out, guys. I mean, we've been in this range right now for about 60 days since we set our low, since we broke down below $20,000, it's been about 60 days. So we're looking at similarly lengthy time frames right now, and it's quite clear to see that when we're just kind of being constantly just like whack-a-mole, just being smacked back down every time we try to break out, eventually, if that's where Bitcoin wants to go, it is going to bloody explode, ladies and gents. It's not only going to explode, it's going to double, and then it's going to double again, pretty much from $4,000 to $8,000 up to 14, obviously nearly 16K. Huge, crazy price action. And I'm seeing this line behaving in a somewhat similar way. Now, like I said, I don't like the fact that our dumps are getting more intense. I don't like the fact that this daily candle is drawing down by so much and we're just constantly getting these these rejections. These are not good signs in the short term. But as I said in the previous video, if we're able to get above this line, that is going to be a really big demonstration of momentum shifting to the upside, in my opinion. You know, right now we've got a set amount of momentum that only allows us to punch slightly higher highs within this trend. If we're able to buck this trend and break out, I think we're looking at a really, really explosive potential breakout for Bitcoin, where all of those gains that it's been missing out on, that other markets, the equities markets, the other crypto coins and so on have been able to experience, where all of them have seen their gains already, Bitcoin could just be one explosion away from experiencing something quite similar as well. And you guys already know, I'm going to be watching metrics like the Fear and Greed Index. It's not looking amazing, but it's not looking terrible either. We're still in fear. We've dropped down a little bit from being in neutral territory just yesterday, down to a reading of 45. This is okay. It's about the best place that I could expect Bitcoin to be in right now. You know, realistically, I want to see Bitcoin much lower. I want to see the Fear and Greed Index much lower. I want to see people in extreme fear, you know, because that's usually when we get the most explosive rises up. But you know, we can't be too picky over here. I mean, the fact that we are still in fearful territory is good, not great, but good. You know, and that's something that I like seeing. And so these are things that I'm going to be keeping an eye on right now, because I do think that you know, look, this is the thing. It's quite clear. Obviously, the fact that Bitcoin hasn't pumped up by very much is a sign of just how people are not very confident in Bitcoin right now. But that's okay. People are not supposed to be confident in Bitcoin when Bitcoin is at lows. People are going to be confident in Bitcoin when it rises up massively. We haven't seen that massive rise up, so I'm not expecting that confidence to be there. It's actually potentially a good thing, in my opinion. So again, all of this rests for me on what we do with this line. Are we able to get one fat-fingered buy order that pushes us up, that tells people, all right, it's time to stop selling because I think we can get some higher prices? Because realistically, that's what pushes the price up, is when people don't want to sell anymore because they think they can get better prices, and when a lot of people want to buy because they think they can sell at higher prices. All we need is a shift in momentum to show us that we are potentially back on that kind of track, and you know, that can happen very, very quickly. I don't want you guys to lose faith in something like that. Focusing on the downside though, because it's always important to weigh up both sides. The good news is that despite this big drop right here, it's not even that big, it's $1,000 drop, but despite this $1,000 drop right here, we do still have a good amount of support. We take a look at this on the 4-hour Ichimoku cloud. We haven't even hit our cloud yet, so we're doing okay. Let's see the momentum. Not sure where momentum is. Yeah, we're at the bottom of our momentum band right now. Daily time frame is a little bit better, really crossing bullish almost completely now. This has been a very slow crossover. It actually began, I would say, back here towards the end of July, about, I don't know, 20 days ago now. You know, so it has been quite a slow crossover, but we're getting these bullish signs right here. You know, so I'm not, I mean, there's good support for Bitcoin in this range. I mean, we can drop fairly low. You know, we can drop another $1,000 and we'd still be okay. You know, as long as we don't, to be honest, look, I don't want to see us losing this low. This is what I said is in the super short term. I don't want us going below this. If we do, then yeah, I think we're potentially coming down to the bottom of this range, and you know, then I don't want to see us losing this level right here. I don't want to see Bitcoin dropping below 22.7. That's going to be my invalidation zone, where I'm going to expect that we go significantly lower. But for now, that hasn't happened, and we're actually still in a really, really good position. So I'm looking forward to seeing where this market takes us. If you have enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Smash up the like, subscribe, tick the bell, and all that good stuff. And if you want to jump inside a VIP to see how I'm trading this market in real time, how I'm grabbing these opportunities by the balls and trying to pull some profits, then follow these steps on screen. I did actually rip a trade on Bitcoin, I don't know, a couple of days ago. Unfortunately, it didn't go as planned, and I ended up getting stopped out for minus 17%. It was a controlled loss, and it was a high-risk trade. I told VIPs it was a high-risk trade, so I traded with a little bit less money than normal, but still minus 17%. So your boy got screwed a little bit there, but it's totally okay. That's what happens as a trader, and I am scoping the market out for my next opportunity. So there you go. Hope you have enjoyed this one. Make sure you hit up the likes, subscribe, tick the bell, and all that good stuff, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.